What is up, ladies and gentlemen? It's been a while. It is week 15 of the NFL season. I know we haven't been posting. We've been busy. I keep getting sick. He's been busy with work.
And
A
also late.
little bit lazy. Um, we missed a lot. A lot has gone on in the NFL since we've been gone. Um, Jimmy Garoppolo, high ankle sprain. Brock Purdy's balling out. Uh, the Lions seem like they could actually fight for a playoff spot. They have all the fight in the world.
Eagles finally
All right,
the game.
Eagles finally lost, but not recently. Just they lost a couple weeks ago. But
And
what?
Frank Wright got fired.
Frank Reich got fired. A lot has gone on, but the Colts still sucked. The Raiders are still a disappointment. Uh, the
Broncos still
Broncos are
suck.
still a massive disappointment. The Chargers are disappointing a lot more than they should have. Bengals are starting to gel. They're getting it going. The offensive line still having trouble, but the offense is still getting it going with Jamar Chase coming back from his injury and everything.
Dolphins
Yet
are starting to cool down a little bit.
the Dolphins are cooling down. I do, even though the fucking Cowboys are as hot as they've been like in a long time,
They're
I
still
do,
pretenders.
I do still think they're a wild card and out team depending on who they match up with. So if I think if like the Cowboys match up with the Panthers in the playoffs, if the Panthers make it, or if they match up with like the Giants, which I don't think no, they can't match up with the Giants because they'll be a wild card as well. But so I think they'll probably match up with
They're if they stay five, they would play the Bucks. I think as of
okay, the
currently.
Bucks, yeah. But that's why I said Panthers because if Panthers win the division, they play the Panthers. If I
Yeah.
feel like Panthers or Bucks, they could beat them. Um, I don't know, but when it comes down to the divisional football, when the teams start to separate from the wild card spots, I don't know if they match up with the 49ers again. The way the defense has been number one in the NFL, the way even though it's only the kid's first start, he's only played 1.5 games. Brock Purdy seems insane, and we owned them last time in the playoffs.
I mean, Arlo can back me up on this. Like when we took him with the last pick, I thought it was a good pick. It was a good take a chance on someone type of pick. I'm not saying
Take a
that because he's
chance
balling
on
out.
me.
I'm not saying that because he's up for the first almost 2 games.
Right.
But I want people to start to tone it down with the Drew Brees, the Tom Brady comparisons. We saw what happened when Jimmy won like 5 straight games in 2017. Everyone was calling him the next Joe Montana or some shit. Let's just temper down expectations a bit.
Yeah.
Like I'm
Brady's
glad he's like
predecessor.
balling out, but like let's not compare him to like some like these like Hall of Fame or like great QBs.
The thing is, the way he's maneuvering and everything, and the way he's throwing the ball, maneuvering around the pocket. I have seen a lot of comments on 49ers page saying he's like Mahomes esque. I think that's it's. I understand.
Disrespectful.
I don't know if it's disrespectful, but I think it's definitely put him in a bigger boat than he can handle right now.
I mean, we saw what happened when Jimmy went down. Like Kyle didn't have to like get rid of take out some plays kind of temper his play calling. He let Purdy sling the ball 37 times against Miami.
Yeah, which I thought was a little high when I saw it was 37 because a lot of like solidified quarterbacks in the NFL up until today don't throw more than like 28, 27.
Exactly.
You
Like
know?
you're talking about guys like Daniel Jones, even Justin Fields. They don't really get that much attempts, and if they do, they're most likely losing.
Right. And they're just trying to play catch up. But 49ers are blowing out, Tampa and Miami. And he's throwing fucking 27, 35 passes a game. And he's completing most of them.
So you remember when we said when Trey went down and Jimmy come in, and then the playbook was like completely condensed. But
Oh
when
my
Jimmy got hurt and then Brock
God.
came in, It
It
didn't
was
seem
the
like
same playbook.
I know it didn't even seem like Kyle had to like really like temper or condense the play calling. He just like
Yeah.
put him in good spots. And Arlo kind of said this in our group chat, but like Purdy be taking like some CJ Beathard like massive hits, but still like get the ball out like perfectly does on time.
This is what I need people to understand from a 22-year-old. When a good example is Kansas City, even though Jimmy didn't play that bad, when Jimmy Garoppolo gets hit and hit hard, he starts getting happy feet, starts getting shaken up, he starts getting too like excited to get the ball out. The first play or the second play of the game, the first pass for sure, Brock gets destroyed by Neal. Head to
And he
head,
checked out of the play too, so it was a bad check.
head to head contact, free blitzer, everything. He wasn't shaken up. He didn't even care. He just like, oh shit, all right, well, give me that 15 yards, ding, 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 touchdown. Next drive, ding, 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 ding,
Do you watch that game?
scramble, touchdown. Yeah, it was
So you
fucking
remember when
awesome.
he checked out of play, right? And he went can right to like kill the play, and then they were like, "Hey, shut that shit up, man!" And then like Brock was like, "What you got, man?" That shit was
Yeah,
fucking hilarious, bro.
no, he has
He has some swag.
he has some swag. I really like his mobility when he ran around for that touchdown. But those weren't even the best plays of the game. For me, the best ball that he threw, I'll try to get a highlight and put it somewhere on the video or cover us completely, was when I don't know who he made miss, but he made the
We're talking about when he
defender
got the rushing touchdown.
no, when someone he was scrambling around. I don't remember who he made miss, but he made a defender miss.
Okay, I
And
know
then
which
he
play. I
threw
think
it
I know which play you're
across
talking about.
body
Yeah, I know which play you're talking about. It was
straight
off
to
play action.
Debo. Yeah, straight to Debo. But it was wide open. It wasn't like his feet were fucking. He wasn't set. It was a wide open chested throw. Is just pure arm. That's an Aaron Rodgers throw. So that to me was probably the best throw. The one to Christian McCaffrey deep on the left side of the end zone where he juggled it, caught it for a touchdown. That was a really good throw because he was getting hit. But that for me was like, wow, this kid, like he's him.
So you know, so when he threw the pick and got bailed out by the illegal contact call, I felt
Yes,
like yes, that was a bad read, but also I think that was good defense because I think Tampa, according to Brian Baldinger, said Tampa was playing an inverted defense.
that
So
that
they
was
had
a
the
really good.
linebackers lined up in front
Yeah,
and then the D line behind.
yeah.
No, it wasn't that play. It was a different play, but
No, I
they
know
were running like
exactly
a
which one
five
you're
man
talking
line
about.
up the front, and
And
then the
Nelson like
linebackers dropped
backed up.
back.
Yeah,
Yeah, they dropped back into the zone.
it was
Good defense.
that was a really well disguised
Yeah, they
defense.
had five on the line, and then they dropped back the outside linebackers into zone.
But even if he threw that interception, I don't think that takes away from how good he played.
Nah,
And
because he threw a pick against Miami, and even then I didn't hate that pick because it was 4th and 4. It was like almost the end of the half.
he was
He threw a go ball just for the hell
yeah,
of it to see
and
if
a defender was screaming straight at him. I forgot who it was. It's hard to keep up with all these extra dudes but I don't want to say he's like the starter because I know a lot of fans are like, oh, he still got Trey Lance, 3 first rounds, blah blah blah. But for me, you got to understand the fact that Trey would trade it up for 3 or 4 first rounds or whatever it was, and Trey doesn't have the full playbook in his head yet, and Brock comes in and takes Jimmy's exact play call sheet. And you could say that. I don't know. I mean, you're not going to say it, but whoever sees this could say, I don't know what I'm talking about, whatever, blah, blah, blah. You go watch the Bear game and the Seattle game. Kyle's play call sheet was this big.
and it doesn't help. Almost half that shit is fucking QB runs.
Yes. But that's because he's not a great passer. He's
Yeah,
got
or
that.
is it that he's not great? Also, not a great passer, but he doesn't have the full understanding of the playbook because it is a complicated offense.
It's 100% both. And people could say, like, oh, he's had a few years. Matt Ryan didn't even want to buy into that offense.
or they could say we're hating, but still, like Brock looks more polished and more poised than Trey has ever looked.
All I'm saying is Trey Lance has never gotten the stadium to chant his last name.
It's not also that too. I can't trust someone that's only played 20 less than 25 games from high school to the NFL level.
That's what I said when we drafted him as well. Because now you look at Brock that has what, like 3-4 years at Iowa State.
Four-year starter at Iowa State.
Not only a starter,
Pro
but
offense.
pro style offense. Not only a pro style offense, but broke a lot of Iowa State records.
And think of this too. He did it as the man. Like he didn't have like no top tier
Nope,
college wide receiver, none of
nope,
that shit.
nope.
He was the one putting the team on his back.
In both schools from Iowa, the best people to come out are tight ends as of right now. But dude, Brock for me, I don't know. For me, if Brock takes us
Brock
to the
QB1.
NFC
Brock is QB
Championship,
one next year for sure. Regardless.
see, here's the thing: if he doesn't make it to Super Bowl, he's not QB1 for me.
You want him. Alright. My thing is, with him, I think we could make the Super Bowl. Possibly, depending on matchups. Do you think he could win us one?
Well, that being said, he's gonna have to go against Josh Allen, Kansas, or Patrick Mahomes. But here's my reason why I don't say he gets to hurry up and be QB. Because if he plays like this up until the point he loses divisional, whatever, you got to understand how much the 49ers gave up for Trey. And it's for me, it's the same argument where people were saying, what was that quarterback's name again that was in for Dak?
Cooper Rush.
Cooper Rush. People were saying he should start over Cooper Rush. No, because Dak makes too much money. And even though Dak is still balling out,
I wouldn't say Dak is balling out right now.
well, they're winning,
They're
right?
winning, but Dak's been throwing a lot of picks too.
So even though Dak is playing well, balling out, whatever you want to say, he makes too much money to get benched. And for me, that's the same thing with Trace because we gave up so much for him. Unless they trade Trey while he has some value close to what we gave up for him.
I don't think you'll ever recuperate what you gave up for him, but I would say getting some picks back is better than nothing. And my thing is just that, like, I think it was a mistake to give him 32 guaranteed million right off for his rookie contract, fully guaranteed, for someone that's not proven much in the college level.
Uh, well, that's the risk you take. Drafting him at third overall.
It's also a complete travesty that he was QB1 this year. Like, okay, with Jimmy, I can understand because you're expecting to like either trade him
Mm-hmm.
and like Purdy may have had the college experience, but it's just like probably needed the reps. And everyone's saying like, oh, Trey has so much potential. Potential just means you have unproven talent. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
You have to prove it on the field. And
Pretty
while
much.
while Trey's been limited in reps from his 4 games playing as the quarterback between Cardinals, the Texans, a little bit of Seattle, and the Bears games right now, the Bears game, I saw 2 bad games, one decent, one okay game, and the last one against the Seahawks was not really, can't be said much because he only threw a one stick route to Ayuk before he got hurt on like those 3 QB runs.
Okay, so the decent game, I'm assuming you're talking about the one against Arizona.
No, Texans.
Okay. To take it back to where you asked me, if Brock could take us to the divisional at least, because we should smoke the wild card, whoever that is, just by
Well,
running the
as
ball
of
and
this
defense.
moment, we would be playing Washington,
Mm, I like that
which is
matchup.
which is a tough. It's a tough matchup if you really think about it.
It is. Washington with Heineke is a total different team.
Exactly.
If you're giving me Washington versus Carson Wentz, I wouldn't even have. I wouldn't.
That I'm taking the Niners dub if Carson Wentz
Yeah,
is
I would
starting.
have laughed. But Heineke, him and McLaurin's got a really good connection, and the defense is a
And
lot better than
Heineke's a
people.
baller, man. People like I honestly don't understand why they went after Wentz when they had something going with Heineke.
I don't know. I guess Ron Rivera just figured just get another quarterback, get his own quarterback, and it just didn't work out.
I'll always take the guy that can get you wins. Like as much as people hate Jimmy Garoppolo and shit, I'll take the QB that can get you wins.
I need to ask you something.
All right,
We're gonna move teams. We're gonna
all right,
stay in the division.
okay,
Baker Mayfield is a Ram.
okay.
Okay, you're Sean McVay. You know Baker's decent. He's very. I I, I don't want to call him unproven, but I gotta call him unproven because he hasn't really had great coaches. Now he's got McVay. Now he's got Cooper Cup, shitty O line,
Well, I would say
okay
he has
running
Cooper
back.
Cup, yeah, because I don't think Cooper Cup's coming back this year.
Well, he might not, but next year if Baker's on the team.
All right, here's the thing though. I think you think he's gonna be a backup next year. I don't think Stafford's gonna retire.
Well, this is what I'm going to ask you. With Stafford's injuries that keep lingering, do you think they ditch Stafford now? Free up cap space.
That's for me. That's a hard decision because yes, they can do that, and I think like like what our friend Marco said, he went to one of the best coaches that could unleash his potential if it wasn't Shanahan or Andy
Right,
Reid.
right.
And I think what and like to come in 48 hours after getting picked up from the waiver wires, like knowing probably like just a limited amount of play calls and to come from behind and beat the fucking Raiders, that says a lot.
And it wasn't just a touchdown and win. It was two touchdowns in 3 minutes or about 4 minutes to win, which is hard. And a 98.
The Raiders theme of choking fucking leads continue
Oh
this year.
yeah, dude. The Raiders are like the new Falcons right now.
Hey, so I read this rumor. Derek Carr is gonna be a free agent this year, and then there's rumors that what if McDaniels goes after Brady?
So Brady finally gets to Las Vegas
Plays with
like he
Devontae
intended
Adams.
to. Well, here's the thing now. Is Devontae that much of an upgrade over Mike Evans and Chris Godwin?
Godwin and Julio.
Well, I mean Julio's all fucked up and banged up, but is Devontae that one wide receiver better than Godwin and Mike Evans? I don't think so.
That's true, but it also depends who the Raiders can draft.
And then I think if they fire Todd Bowles and elevate Byron Leftwich,
See, I can't say that because like I know like Bucks are underproving, but I think main the two reasons why the offense is not doing that well is because one, Brady's hitting father time, and secondly, like Leftwich is not really calling a lot of the plays they've been calling for deep shit.
well, I watched what was it? It was Undisputed with Shannon Sharp and Skip. Supposedly Byron Leftwich and Todd Bowles came up with a bunch of plays, and then Brady came in and scratched a bunch of. I don't know. I didn't watch the whole thing. I don't really listen to Shannon Sharp and Byron. I mean, Skip Bayless too
Skip.
much. But not having their center, what was his name again? Ryan
Ryan
Jensen.
Jensen.
Not having him, Tristan Wirfs being out for a few weeks. I don't. Is he back yet?
No, he didn't play against the Niners for
Okay,
sure.
so he's still not back.
So you're talking about a, a trash a trash left guard, a
Isn't
pretty
Jensen
bad center,
and a shitty tackle?
a shitty right tackle, and then Donovan Smith hasn't exactly been like great this year. So you're talking about your best offensive lineman is Shaq Mason, which is a right guard, pretty much.
And you lose Gronk, so now you replace him with Kyle Rudolph. Julio,
Braid's been there, but
oh Bray, oh and Otten,
and Otten.
um, and then Julio hasn't been. relevant since he left Atlanta. Which sucks because I was, everyone's a huge Julio fan. Mike Evans and his connection isn't that great right now. I don't know. Maybe a
I still hope he
change,
breaks 1K though.
maybe a change of scenery for Brady would be good. But I don't know, man. I think he kind of. I don't know. Look, I don't know his relationship with his wife. I don't know how that all went down. I don't know how good they were getting along or whatever. But if he purely divorced her just to play football, this is probably the worst football he's ever played, and it wasn't worth his marriage.
True, that can fuck with your mind too. But so you heard about that FTX crypto scam, right?
Something like that.
So like you know how like all the celebrities were endorsing that shit on commercials and shit. So a lot of
Hmm.
people has been saying like that shit's a scam and shit.
I actually have the FTX app on my phone, but I never deposited money into it.
Bro, investing crypto is a fucking scam. That's just my personal opinion.
Honestly, I regret uh, investing in crypto. But listen, we're not a finance channel. We're not a
Exactly.
crypto channel. Um, but okay, so we talked about Brock. We talked a little bit about Baker, a little bit about Brady. This is the one thing I do want to get into because they're a super relevant team, and I feel like it's a good topic. The Eagles. I think they're starting to seem a little shammy, a little fake. I don't know why. They barely beat the Colts. They escaped by the skin of their teeth. The week before that,
Sirianni started to piss me off too with all his obnoxious cheering.
I'm cool with him cheering. That's not my issue. I mean, here, let me pull this up. So they struggled a little bit with the Texans up until the end of the game. They
Colts
struggled with the Colts.
lost to the Commanders.
They lost to the Commanders. They let's see, pulling it up all right now. They blew out the they blew out the
Giants.
Titans. They blew out the Giants. That's another team, the Giants as well. I don't know. Some of these teams in the NFC East kind of
Looking fraudish.
looking fraudish. The only real team, and this is gonna sound nuts, the only real team,
I think I know who you say, and I think I'm gonna agree.
the
Are you
only
thinking what I'm thinking?
real team in that division that could actually sit down and look like a team that'll grind for fourth quarters are the
Commanders.
Commanders.
I fucking
And
knew it.
I really do think they're a better team that's on paper because Carson Wentz really shit the
Carson
bed.
Wentz getting hurt fucking.
Oh, that helped the Commanders. And I never want to see anybody get hurt because this is their job, their livelihood. This is what they train their whole life for, and everything. But I'm starting to like the Commanders to be
I'm
the
liking the Commanders too.
and this is coming from a guy that chose, with a lot of other people, the Eagles to win their division. But I don't know, just the way the Eagles struggled with some shittier teams that have a more physical O line, a physical D line, just gave
Right
them.
now too, I don't think Eagles' run D has been really tested.
Hmm. Let's see, who did they play? I think
Out,
Jonathan
out of
Taylor
out of
ran
all
all
the
over
teams
him.
they played, the only team that has a really good running game was Jonathan Taylor. I mean, they shut down Dalvin Cook week 2, but
I don't know. Yeah, but the Vikings didn't look like the Vikings that they are now back then. And I don't know if that's because they're clicking now or because the Eagles just had their number, but
I want to
I
get
don't
to
know.
this then for AFC and NFC. So
Okay.
for the first five NFC teams is pretty much locked. But who do you have taking the final two wildcard spots? I'll give you my choices right now:
And we're
Commanders and
talking
Lions.
okay, we're
I'm
talking
going Commanders and Lions
NFC
6 and 7.
6 and 7. So you don't think Tampa even makes it in? Oh, you're saying
Tampa,
they're gonna
I
win their
have Tampa
division.
staying fourth.
Okay, you have Tampa. Fuck.
So I think the first five teams stay the same. So Eagles, Vikings, us, Niners, Tampa, that stays the same. Cowboys stays the same. I got Commanders and Lions taking 6 and 7 seed for NFC.
I don't really know the playoff picture on top of my head right now.
That's off the NFC, off the top of my head.
Who's in the hunt?
Um, Panthers,
Panthers,
Seahawks,
Seattle.
Giants, Packers are still in it right now.
Okay, I think Giants season's gonna come crashing. I think
They
Packers are
play
gonna
the
make it.
Commanders too again.
Yeah. So I think Commanders are gonna take their spot, like the way it is right now.
Seahawks plays us.
Seattle's gonna come crashing. I think they're, you know, they've been on a little bit of like a cloud nine lately because Geno Smith has been,
Comeback player of the year, pretty much.
you know, give him his credit. Geno Smith has been balling out, but I don't think the whole team around them
Because
is
they
gonna
lost
do
to
enough.
the Panthers, and then they lost to the Raiders the week before.
Yeah. Um. Oof. For me, it comes down
I
to the
think Atlanta's still in the hunt too. I think because South is
yeah.
weak as fuck right now.
For me, it comes down to the Panthers. I do agree with you with Washington. For me, it's the Panthers that I'm a little like because the Giants could take their spot still and still make the playoffs. And
Well,
then
I think the only way Panthers would make it is if they dethrone the Bucks for the NFC South title. I don't think they come. I don't think they have what it takes to take a wild card spot with with like with Giants and also Commanders and Seattle ahead of them.
I don't know. I think I got to give it to Washington and fuck. See, I don't want to put ATL in it because Desmond Ritter's starting now. But shit, I still might have to give it to the Giants.
So you say Commanders and Giants take the last two spots for the
Yeah,
NFC.
which is wild because three NFC East comes into the party. But
Four.
oh my god, the
Yeah.
entire division, Philly, then Dallas, and then those two. I don't think I still stand by my Packers don't make it.
It's not like the Cards are doing any better.
Yeah, dude, the Cardinals are. I don't know. I have more faith in Colt McCoy than I did Kyler, which sounds ridiculous, but it's true.
So
Ky-
I'm only going lines for that last spot because out of the four remaining games, three of them are at home.
for
And they've
who
been playing pretty well at home, just saying.
the Cardinals?
No,
Oh shit, Lions! Lions might make the playoffs. Oh my
that's what I'm saying.
god!
That's why I chose them as my last spot for the NFC because they have
Oh
three
man!
out of their last four games are at home, and they're not really like super strong teams too.
Fuck, bro. You might be right. You know what? I don't want to.
I don't want to jinx it,
No,
but
it's not that I don't want to jinx it. I don't want people to be like, "Oh, these guys just agree with each other." La, 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 la. I'm gonna stick with the Giants and Washington. You do you with
I'm going
Washington.
Commanders and fucking Lions for the last two seeds. All right, let's switch up to the AFC side. I
Okay,
think the first six seeds are pretty much a lock.
it was giving me the Titans as the number one seed. Okay, we got Bills as one, Chiefs is two, Raven is three.
Wait, Bills is one? Oh, because Bills beat Chiefs, that's why.
Yeah,
So Bills,
uh,
Chiefs,
Bills, Chiefs, Ravens,
Ravens,
Titans,
Titans,
Bengals at
Bengals,
five,
Miami,
Miami, then
and
New
then
England.
New England seventh.
Ooh, damn.
All right, I think the first six stay the same. I'm going my seventh. I mean the seventh. I would like the New York Jets, but I think Chargers make it.
Fuck. So who do you think falls out? New England?
New England falls out.
You know what?
I would like the Jets to take the last spot,
Do
but
you
Jets
know?
have been just like
Do you
kind
know
of
what,
teetering,
Roy?
tottering.
Roy, do you know what? I'm looking dead in your fucking Chinese eyes. Miami falls out of the fucking playoff race.
You think Miami falls out of the playoff race? All right,
Mm,
who you got replacing them then?
Probably the Chargers.
So you're going Chargers, New
So I'm
England.
a, I'm agree with you with Chargers getting in, but I'm gonna disagree with who falls out.
So you're gonna say Miami falls out for New England.
Yeah. So see, this is bad because I took them as a dark horse in the playoffs in our earlier episodes, but I can't rock with the same thing you're picking again because people are gonna say we're dick riding. I don't want that. I'm gonna be original. I'll be OG.
Fuck what the people say.
Yeah,
This is our own fucking opinion.
give me the Chargers taking. Oh shit! Oh my god! You know what makes this even better? You fucking psycho! You want to see this?
What happened?
Look who plays next week. Hold on.
I see Jets and
It's too bright. Chargers play Miami week 14.
that just passed.
Oh shit! Yeah, you're right. Oh yeah, we're week 15. Fuck yeah, no, you're right. You're right. You're right. So shit. So if Chargers won that,
Chargers did win that.
they did win it. All right, sweet. What the fuck am I watching?
No, because even if they said even if Miami lost that game, they would stay in six, and Chargers would have
Really?
took the seventh spot after that win. But then since New England won Monday night, they took the spot.
Okay. Damn. This whole time I'm talking about football and I just fucking blanked. That game totally just happened.
That fucking you discriminate me and you're wrong. At
Hey,
least be right when you discriminate.
you stink. Damn. All right. Yeah. All right. So now let me check out this week's schedule. Not this week's. Next week's. So we got.
Miami's playing Bills in the frozen tundra on
Ooh-wee.
Saturday.
Well, I mean, isn't the frozen tundra really Green Bay?
Well, they're playing in Orchard Park and it's like 4 feet of snow.
Oh shit. Okay, so we got exactly what you said. That's a Saturday game.
Yeah.
Okay. Huh. So they're starting to put games on Saturday now, huh?
Well, it's December.
Okay. Okay, so we got 49ers. I got them whomping on Seattle
I
on
got
Thursday night.
when I made my prediction, I had us losing because Niners don't really play that well in Seattle,
That's fair.
and
Okay.
also expecting Trey to be playing. So,
Okay. Ooh. Okay, so we got the Chargers against Titans.
oh, that's gonna be a very
That's gonna be a
very
tough game.
yeah for the Chargers.
It's over and under 47. Oof. It might be fuck.
Chargers run defense is horrible and
Yeah.
fucking Derrick Henry.
Okay, so then if Bills beat Miami and then Chargers beat the Titans,
Who
swap it.
does New England play?
Ooh, Raiders.
Ooh, that's 50-50. The Josh McDaniels revenge game.
Bro, actually, you know what? Give me a second. I actually want to talk about something with New England. Why is Matt Patricia
The offensive
the
coordinator.
offensive coordinator when that motherfucker's a defensive coordinator? His whole career in New England, he was a defensive coordinator. He went to the Lions as a defensive coordinated, a defensive minded coach, and now you got him calling 100 screens.
Now you know why the New England's offense has been ass this year.
Do you 2 weeks in a row? Mac Jones is telling Matt Patricia to fuck off, and you could see it on the field. There's no hiding it. Like he's literally walking back to the field and telling him just to shut up. And as soon as he did that and
What
stopped
did he say
listening,
the previous week? Throw the fucking ball or some shit like that.
yeah, some shit like he was yelling at him so they could throw the ball. Bro, did they just not have anyone to hire in time for the season?
I mean,
Or
McDaniels didn't really leave hella late because McDaniels had time to prepare for the draft and everything. I think they just really never tried to find a hire for that position
bro,
because you lost your offensive coordinator and your QB coach.
bro. But that was like known, like you said, in the early, like in the offseason, so they could have had someone to replace him. So that's what's tripping me out. Like, why is Bill rocking with this full Matt Patricia and he's
Or even
lit
promote from like within, like have someone that was a quality control dude be a or like even a
someone,
like
yeah, or
wide
like a
receiver
wide
coach,
receivers
tight
coach,
ends
yeah,
coach.
yeah, not the fucking defensive coordinator. And he wasn't a good head coach anyway in Detroit. And
Well,
Darius
to be fair,
Slay,
no one would have done well in Detroit. Well, besides
well,
Dan Campbell right now,
Dan Campbell's
he's doing something.
he's bringing that team back to life. It's that underdog mentality that he took on and said, you know what? We got dogs. Let's fucking play like it. And they do. They
It also
literally,
helps when Jamal Williams gets like fucking 14 rushing touchdowns.
bro, that's ridiculous. Oh, and for whoever is interested, I missed playoffs. I lost. We had my the week that just passed decided my fate. I'm out. Roy's number one seed. Hey, but guess what? Who beat that number one seed, huh? This guy. I
Fuck
ended
you,
it.
Daniel Jones.
I
Fuck
ended it.
you.
I ended his streak.
Fuck you, Daniel Jones.
I'll
Couldn't even get
take,
me more than fucking 10 points. Only got me 5.
dude. I'll take that moral victory all day. No, dude. Shit's about to get real in the NFL, and I can't wait.
All right, before we like go on any further or end the segment, who you think is the most dangerous team currently in the playoff seeding for both sides? My AFC is gonna be Bengals for now.
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good question.
And
Okay,
while you're thinking, I'm gonna go to my reason. Like, while I still think KC is the top dog in the AFC, I can't say Bills because they're kind of sloppy right now. Even though they're not bad, but they're sloppy right now. I'm gonna say Bengals right now because they're hot. They beat KC. They have an underrated defense. I think Bengals are the potential dangerous one in the AFC right
fuck.
now.
If they still had a Woozier, that would have been fucking great right now. You know what? I like your pick with the Bengals. Um, so everyone's gonna rock with the Chiefs and the Bills. That's everyone's you know prediction to go to Super Bowl. So I don't want to pick them. I could sit
That's
here
the
and
reason
say,
why I don't want to pick them.
yeah, I could sit here and say Buffalo, and everyone would be like, that's not a bad choice, because
Yeah,
um. But that being said, okay, even though I really want New England to make it, I don't think they're Super Bowl bound.
I think they're one and
Um,
done if they make the playoffs.
yeah, me too. If Chargers make it, believe it or not, even though they're very iffy and their defense is nowhere near what it's paid to be, I do like Herbert going at it. If they could get a span of 4 games of Mike Williams being a consistent player,
And not hurt.
he with Keenan Allen, with Joshua Palmer, obviously with Eckler, has to be, the most underrated team to step foot in the playoffs. If Khalil Mack could play, if Joey Bosa, I don't know how much more time he's going to miss, but if he could come back healthy, I think the team's going to fucking really mesh with Joey back on that field.
So you know what when I was watching that Sunday night game, you know what I saw? So that game that they played against Miami was the first game that both Mike Williams and Keenan Allen ended the game together.
Yeah. And another thing why I'm starting to get away from Miami is because teams started figuring out to
I think the
block the
Niners kind of
middle of the
exposed them.
field.
Yeah, I think the Niners kind of
Yeah.
exposed them.
As soon as the Niners shut down the middle of the field, they couldn't do anything.
So now
And
teams are knowing to like put their linebackers in a deeper hook
yeah,
curl in the zones.
yep. Because we had the linebackers to do it. Not Shazier.
Dre,
El Shair, Fred
Dre,
Warner, Dre.
Warner.
Um,
So who you picking for the AFC?
I'm gonna go with Chargers. For NFC, I gotta go with the 49ers. We're the type of brand of football that people just can't really get past in
All right.
December, January,
If
February.
I would agree with the Niners, but I think if Washington makes the playoffs, they're the one dangerous team in the whole NFC,
They're gonna be. It's gonna get down to the point where they're gonna be the team where someone sleeps on them,
and they're gonna whoop
and
their
then
ass.
Chase Young, Montez Sweat, Jonathan Allen. What's the other guy's name? Payne.
Deron Payne.
Deron Payne is gonna lay the boom on their quarterbacks and their running backs. People don't understand how fast Montez Sweat is off that edge. It's ridiculous. And their linebackers are cool. Their secondary, the
Iffy.
secondary is iffy, but the fact that they have
Kendall
Chase
Fuller.
Young coming back and Montez Sweat doing his thing, it goes from covering for 5 seconds to 2.5. And that 2.5 second difference is massive.
Plus, I can't really hate on Washington. I can hate on Dan Snyder because I think he's a prick, but I like Terry. I like Heineke. I like Brian Robinson,
I like
Ron
what's his name?
Rivera,
Curtis Samuel, the rookie wide receiver. What's his name again? Jahan Dotson or something like
Jahan
that.
Dotson.
He's good, like you said. Robinson, Antonio Gibson. Their offense is good. They have a really good offense. They're just kind of lackluster at the quarterback. But that being said, Tyler Heineke's fucking a a
Taylor.
spark that they've been. Tyler Taylor has been.
You saying all white guys look alike, bro?
I should be the one getting upset. Uh, no, Heineke is applying a spark that Wentz just couldn't get.
I think Wentz's problem is that he held on the ball way too long to try to make a play.
Well, that's what he always did in Philly. You know what I'm
But you had a
saying?
great line in Philly, though. That's the thing.
His Super Bowl year, he did. Yeah. Um, Even now.
Even
But
now.
shit, dude.
All right,
What I
does Jalen Hurts win MVP this year?
shit.
If I had to choose, it's either him or Mahomes.
So I'm gotta choose him, Mahomes, Josh Allen,
Burrow.
Burrow. It's probably gonna come down to that playoff race. If if see, this is what I hate. MVPs are way more a quarterback stat than they should be because if you're asking me, Michael Parsons could be an NFL MVP the way he's been balling his fucking ass off. Um, but I think it's gonna come down to who wins more in the playoffs. If Jalen Hurts goes to Super Bowl, put him in the MVP race, yeah, he wins. If he gets knocked out in the divisional or the NFC Championship, he's probably not in that race
Ooh,
because
all right.
it also, like a lot of people say, winning is a quarterback stat, and winning comes with being an MVP because you can get MVP numbers out of someone that's on a losing team, and he's not going to get talked about.
All right. If the Niners were to play the Eagles in the divisional, see, wait, well, we're a 3 seed, right? Right? No, we're a 3 seed
It's
right
probably
now.
going to come down to the NFC Championship
Yeah, it'll probably come down to the NFC Championship.
because, like,
But honestly,
since
I could see Eagles. The only two teams I can't see Eagles beating is us and Washington. We give them the most like bad matchups out of all the playoff contenders right now.
but here's another thing: a lot of people are counting Tom Brady and the Bucks out. Even me, because I just said at the beginning of the show, Carolina could probably take the division. If they make playoffs,
It's
they're
anything can
still
happen
they're
with
still a
Brady.
good defensive team. They're just not really playing up to it right now. But if is Antoine Winfield out for the season?
He was out against us. I don't think he was out. I don't think he was considered out for the rest of the season though.
They start getting their guys back on defense. It's not going to be an easy game. And
So if Philly plays Tampa like they did last year, you think
right
Tampa can beat Philly again? Or Philly's too stacked this year?
again, I got to see if all their guys come back.
No, I'm saying if their guys do come back.
I think Tampa has a shot. I don't think you could rule Tampa out. You can't just be like, oh, it's going to be Philly -7. Take Philly all day long. It's going to come down closer because, as we've seen, whoever wins in the trenches with Philly is going to give them a hard time.
That's what I'm saying too. Because if they get Vita Vea back and they can stuff the run game and kind of force them to pass,
Yep.
Tampa has a good shot.
And
Because
I think
Tampa's corners aren't no slouches either. They're pretty good and decent.
they're really not. And you know why? right wide receiver wise, I still take Mike Evans, Chris Godwin over AJ Brown and Devontae Smith.
Yeah, but you also got Bradbury, Slay, and Gardner Johnson guard those motherfuckers too.
That's true. You're not fucking wrong. But when you look across the board, they're both two good fucking teams going against each other. But I don't know. I think Tampa does probably lose, but I don't think it's gonna be like
A blowout or like
what people are saying it could be. You know what I'm saying? Like I think if Tampa gets in, who's the one quarterback in the whole NFC right now in the playoff race that knows playoffs more than anybody? It's
that's what I'm
Brady.
saying. Like if Tom Brady makes the playoffs, you cannot count him out due to the respect and what he's done throughout his career
No, yeah,
until until he loses.
you gotta throw respect on him. I'm sorry. Um,
And I feel like the only way you can beat a Tampa team is if your team is well equipped to win a shootout type of game, like the Rams did last year.
pretty much
But the
because
only team I could see that could do a shootout would be Cowboys or Vikings. But even then, they're not really like those are the two teams I'm iffy about the most.
honestly, if it comes out to shootout, I probably gotta agree with you. Vikings and Dallas,
Cowboys.
but
Kirk is a primetime choker, and the Cowboys are
yeah,
always irrelevant when it comes down to the playoffs since
if they
'95.
could make a 10 o'clock Super Bowl, give me Kirk Cousins all day long, but it's not gonna happen. That was episode 17 of the Pigskin Junkies. It's good to be back. I'm your boy Arlo. That's your boy Roy.
Big
We'll
Roy.
try to see you guys in the next episode.
When
Hopefully
it,
next,
not the next 6 weeks.
yeah. Hopefully we're gonna try to hop back on and get it from here to the playoffs
Well, we're gonna have
smoothly.
to because playoffs are coming up.
Exactly. So, all right, fellas. We'll see you guys in the next video.
Stay
Peace.
beautiful.